Alrighty, everybody, welcome to the VR Chat Double Goose Intermediate Avatar Tutorial. So, I'm assuming you've already went ahead and uploaded your avatar and you've got it all in good to go. But you're looking around VR Chat and you're like, what do I do? This guy has a gun. This guy's throwing around Kamehameha waves and going Super Saiyan and just all around a great old-fashioned guy. And then we have... oh, sorry. And then we have ourselves a fellow who's got himself a rave avatar. I want to do some of this stuff. How do I do it? I'm asking them how to do it. They don't have enough time. I mean, they're probably running around in some place. I mean, most of the people in VR chat, if you ask them honestly how to do something, they're going to answer. They're going to let you know what to do. And then sometimes you'll get the answer like, dude, I can't tell you. Watch a video, learn it, look it up, yada, yada. This is the video. You found it. Congratulations. High five, pat yourself on the back. You did it. Now we're going to go ahead and go over colors for the beginning of this intermediate tutorial series. So this is colors, everybody. Colors. All right. And to start off with colors, we're going to start off with Blender. Blender for colors. If you don't have Blender installed, go grab it. I have a special version of Blender that lets me import MMD files. It's 2.75 and it's got some other chiddly chew. I'll see if I can throw a link in the description for you guys so you can grab it. But anyways, so Blender. So with Blender, oh, there we go. Blender pretty much, if you've downloaded an MMD model or something like that, like myself, Blender pretty much will, as long as you did the thing in the VR pill tutorial, you pressed your tab key to go into edit mode, pressed P, and then separated everything by material. You've got pretty much several selections here. So if I were to go into Unity and paint this, it's going to paint just this chest section that you see highlighted here. If I click on this and I go into Unity and I tell Unity I want to put some paint materials or something like that on this shoulder, Unity is only going to put it on this shoulder, but it's going to put it on both of these shoulders because both of these shoulders have been highlighted. Let's say you have everything. Control J. Let's say you have everything. If you click on the mesh, boom, everything is highlighted, which means if you throw a texture or color on it, everything's going to be thrown on there. It's going to be, the whole thing is going to be black or white or pink, whatever color you choose to go by. But you don't want that. You want to have individuals. You want to have the eye be red. You want to have the holes in the I'm dragging it around. You want the holes to be black or blue or purple, whatever colors you like. I don't know. And you can't just press, you know, tab P and separate everything by material because you downloaded some kind of character that doesn't do that. Well, I'm going to go over that in short, how to do that. Shortly, here's the way to do that. So we're going to go ahead and press A twice, press Control J just to join all the mesh up together. And I'm going to go ahead and separate each mesh individually. This is a time-consuming process, so I'm not going to do the entire thing, but I wanted to give you guys the basics just in case you did come across something like this. So we're going to go ahead and go over into edit mode. And as you see in edit mode, there's all the meshes, like all the visemes and craziness is all marked out for you. So I'm going to press Z to go into, what's the word for it? It's see-through mode, for lack of what it's called, and we're gonna see through it. X-ray mode, and we're gonna go ahead and select the individual parts on this arm. So we see this arm here. We're gonna go ahead and shift, right click, 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 Control L. Boom. Pretty much everything is selected except for some of it, which is not selected. So we're going to go ahead and select that other bits. Doop. A doop, a doop, a doop. Control L. And I selected a little bit more than I wanted to, but... See, this is the thing about the things. So, you know what? This is a bad example. This arm is a bad example. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to press B. Boom. B. Click and drag. Control L. Control L. Oh, did it just freeze? No, it didn't. Control L. And boom, there it all is. That's what we need to do. Just click and drag B. And then we've grabbed this little ball here. We grabbed a little bit more than we need to, but that's okay. I think that would look okay. So, Press Z again, going back to normal view, and we're going to go ahead and just see this one part here is what we're going to separate from the rest of our mesh. So we're going to go ahead and, we're still in edit mode, so we don't need to get out of edit mode. We're going to press P on our keyboard, separate by selection. Boom. Now this has told, Blender, that was a weird burp. This has told Blender that we're separating this part from this part. So now if I right click on here, boom, everything is highlighted except for the arm here, and I can go bloop and highlight that arm. That's just that arm. So now if I were to take this into Unity and drag and drop my material on here, on this portion of my robot, it's going to throw it all over the robot except for this arm. And if I just push something on this portion of the robot, it's only going to put it on that arm. So basically, if you're done here, you just export it and boom, you're good to go. But since I've already got this bot exported and everything, it's in Unity, we're going to go straight to the next step. Putting colors on your avatar in Unity. So I'm going to just, boom, whoa, we're there. We're there already. It's craziness. Look at all these colors that I have lying around. Boom, 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 boom. Look, slow down, Goose, slow down, Goose. I don't know what I'm doing. Stop. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll take it one step at a time. I have a material named No Name. We're going to delete that. Why do I have that? Why do I, like, half of these materials I don't need? I probably don't need 3/4 of these materials, maybe even 4/5 of these materials I don't need. 5/6 of these materials I probably don't need, but I have them. Anyways, so first off, you've taken your file, you've clicked and you've dragged it into your project in Unity. And now you want to put some colors on the guy. So first off, we're going to go over the basic coloring stuff. This is relatively self-explanatory, but just in case, I want to go ahead and go over this with you guys because everything has a learning curve to it, and I want to make sure I cover everything. So we're going to go over colors. So basically, in your Unity project, you can pretty much right-click on anywhere and access the materials there. You go right-click, go to Create, go to Material, and it'll be there. Now, I want to specifically put this material in my materials folder, mainly because I don't want it clogging up everything, and I'll probably forget to delete it later, to be honest with you, because I'm just so cluttered right now. I mean, look at my bedroom. It's a mess in here. But anyways, we're going to right-click on a section in our project. We're going to go to Create. We're going to go to Material, and boom, there it is. New material. Doesn't have a name. We're going to go ahead and name it. We're going to call it Zupati Yes, that's what we're going to call it. And now if we want to put it on our character here, we can just click and drag it. Left 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 click and drag it. Drag it. Drag it. Drag it. Left click and drag it. Drag it. Drag it. Left click and drag it. It's so easy. So easy. And then, but that's white. We don't want white. So we're going to go over here to our inspector. We're going to go ahead and click on this little white right here. This little whitey white. And we're going to go ahead and give it more of a pink. Boom, look at that. Pink, he's a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life in plastic is fantastic. Brush his hair, take him everywhere. Sponsored by Mountain Dew Code Red. Buy her what she really wants. Mountain Dew Code Red. Okay. So, there's that. Yeah, it's pink. Okay. Well, we want it to shine a little bit. We'll add some smoothness. Boom. Look at how smooth that is. That's the smoothest of smooths. That's like a baby's bottom. You could just, that's so smooth. And then we add a metallic. Boom. That is super meta. Super metal. Metal. Smoothness, metal. Smoothness, metal. Relatively easy to figure out there. So, I'm going to go ahead and grab... apparently I copied and pasted one of my anyways, I'm gonna grab another one of these materials here, and we're gonna go ahead and do something different with this material. So this is still standard shaders. So let's say you want to make the eyeball glow on the avatar here, and just so I can better effect, we're gonna make it white there just so we can tell the difference. Or how about let's do standard red. Boom, there we go, standard red. So we want to make the eyeball glow. We want to make it pop a little bit more. So we go ahead and we're going to click on, our material that we've just created, another material. So we right-clicked anywhere. We went to create, went to material. We're going to click on this one. I'm going to go ahead and change it all the way over to more of a bright, hot pink. And apparently, I also have colored those pink as well at some point, but we're not going to worry about that. So we got hot pink. We're mainly focused on this eyeball. We got hot pink. So now we're going to add an emission, or actually, just to better exemplify, I'm going to throw the hot pink right there. That's kind of more of a purple color. That's hot pink, whatever. Got hot pink right there. It's dark. We want it to be bright. We want it to look like a shine bright. We want it to shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. So we're going to right click, or left click, I'm sorry. We're going to click on our emission here, this little black spot. Right now, there's no emission on it. It's completely black. We're going to click on emission. We're going to go to hot pink over here. We're going to go ahead and drag our thingy all over there. And boom, it's super bright. And if you noticed also, it's super bright over here. So it kind of looks like a light bulb or something like that. Emissions aren't really as effective. Or if you add an emission, it doesn't really, the shadows don't really affect it. So as you can tell right now, there's kind of a little bit of shadow going on around this area. Pretty much nothing going around this area. And of course, you know, with the eyeballs, it's going to be absolutely fine. So there you go. There is some of the basics within basic shaders. So I'm not going to go over too much within the basic shaders. I don't want to overload you guys' brain cells. But there you go. That's the basics of the shading. There. Oh, also, let's I got this skull here. Let's go ahead and use this skull as a decent little example. Okay, so say you want to go ahead and put a texture on something. So we're going to go ahead and ruin the eyeball by throwing this texture on the eyeball area. So we're going to go over here to shader. I'm going to make this thing look like a piece of crap whenever I'm done with it. But anyway, so we're going to go to shader. We're going to go over here to... alpha mask. Boom, there we go. That's a standard one. Go to alpha mask. Go over here to where it says none. Oh, you know what? Actually, we can do this in the standard section. What am I silly dilly doing here? So we're gonna go to albedo. Not too sure what that's supposed to stand for, but we're gonna go to that. And here's our list of textures that we've added to our project. And I'm gonna go down until we find our skull and crossbones. There it is. Let's use the big one. Skull and crossbones. Boom. Now we've added a skull and texture to this avatar, and now we're gonna go ahead and increase. Let's make sure I can see it. Let's go ahead. Can I add another? This is probably horrible. The tiling. Let's increase the tiling here. Also, how can I see it? Why can't I see? Why can't I see my skull? My scoliolio. You know what? We're gonna go back to that. We're gonna go back to the alpha mask here. Boop, and now we can see a portion of that skull. There we go. That looks better. That looks better. Okay, so we can see a portion of the skull here. We've thrown it on our alpha mask texture, and we can see the portion of the skull, but it's, you know, it's kind of lopsided. It's not quite there on the arm, so let's adjust the tiling a little bit here. Let's go tell it 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's adjust the Y, because why not? You know what I mean. 1, 10, 10, 15, 20. Wow, lots of skulls there. 30. Let's just go with 10. 10's probably the best we're going to get this thing to go for the most part. Actually, 20. Maybe for 20. 10. 5, 6, 7. Whoa, whoa, it's going crazy there. Oh, look at this. Okay, I'm going to stop. We're going to stick with 5. We're going to stick with that. You get a relatively good idea on how to do that there. If you want to make it look better, I assume you can figure that out. It's just a matter of adjusting these two sections here. Well, boom. Now we got a bit of a skull on the arm. And on that arm, too. And probably somewhere within the eyeball here. Okay, so that's great. We figured out pretty much how to do traditional... we pretty much figured out how to do the standard textures at this point. There's not a whole lot to go with the standard textures. There's standard stuff. I'm not going to cover everything regarding them because I personally feel like the standard textures are not my favorite. I don't really like them that much. What I really like, and I'm going to see if I can throw a link in the description for you fellas. Oh, actually, let me go over to Cube's holy shaders in a little bit here. For now, let's go over to Toon shaders. So, let's see if we can make this guy look more like a cartoon. So Unity, if you go to the asset store, has a nice little toon shader that you can go ahead and download here. So we're going to go over here to our search bar, and we're going to go ahead and search toon. And it's not going to come up, so we're going to go ahead and add toon shader to that. And there it is, toon shade R. We got it. I'm pretty sure if we just search toon shader, because I cannot spell it apparently today, it should come up there as well. There we go. Okay, great, wonderful. So there it is, toon shader free. Click on it, import it. Boom. Preparing the package. It says you already got it, because I already do, but you'll probably see something here that says next. You'll click on next, and then you'll import it. You'll press, just keep pressing next. I mean, if you don't want anything, just get rid of it, but just keep pressing next. Don't worry. Don't be like that guy who's like, should I press next? Should I press cancel? I don't know. I might download something I don't want to. You'll be okay. Don't worry about it. Just click on the next button. You'll be golden, good to go, flowy like a something. I don't know. I'm closing out of that. All right, now we're going to go back to our scene. Boom. We're back to our scene. So, toon shader. I have a toon shader folder here I've created. I'm going to go to our toon shader folder. Boop. I'm going to delete this toon shader that I used for a previous tutorial that was botched. And we're going to go and add another one. My voice is... That's so attractive. All right. Right-click anywhere in your section there. Go ahead and go over to create. Let's go back on over to material. Boom! Materials. Woohoo! Add this one toony shade. We're going to give this guy some shade. Toony shade. Once again, white. Just white. We're going to go back to our inspector. We're going to go over to our shader section here at the top. We're going to go ahead and select a different shader. We're going to go ahead and down to toon. And then we're going to go to basic outline. And boom, there it is. Boom, there it is. And would you look at that? It looks a little bit toony. It looks too toony. It's so toon. And you can increase the outline, kind of like, I guess you could call this more of a, it's toon, but it's also kind of a cell shading effect-ish, a little bit. You can increase the tiling. I think that's more, oh, that's more for the textures that you can add to this. Of course, you can change the color. And you can also change the color of your outline. So black and then white for the outline. And increase the outline looks just a little bit, and there you go. And we can add more black to them. Black here, black there. It looks really neato, doesn't it? Just keep dragging and dropping it until you got, well, whoops, that was red. Until you got what you like. And looks, dark goose. Whoa, going crazy. Whoa, going crazy. Whoa, don't do that. And then we can even add a texture here. So this is like a wood texture. Textures you can pretty much just grab off of Google Images if you want to just do a search. This I actually searched, I believe I searched like lines or like wood house shading or something like that. And that's what I got. I basically got a picture of just the house and lines or whatever. And if you double click on that, boom, it'll add it to the project. It's probably not all that noticeable because the color is black. So let's see. There we go. There it is. Let's see. There it is. And we're going to increase the tiling. 5 here and 5 there. And boom, look at that. He's got a bunch of lines on him. He looks horrible. And it's beautiful at the same time. Let's make that black just so that's better on my eyeballs because that looks wretched in the white. And there we go. We got a weird looking wooden goose with redwood goose. You can also add a cube map, toonlit, super bright. Pretty sure, yep, toonlit, super bright. Bright is a brightness. You know what? I don't actually think I've used that cube map on anything. I should probably have a look-see into that cube map, but I'm not gonna use that. We're gonna get rid of that cube map. The thing about toon shaders, though, is toon shaders, the default toon shaders within Unity that they provide to you for free, they are wonderful and they're excellent for rave outfits. But the only problem with them is they pretty much do not have a shadow whatsoever, and light has absolutely no effect on them. So pretty much anywhere you go, you're going to be a light bulb. And while some people like to be light bulbs, if you're going for a light bulb, do it. But some people would rather have the lighting of the world affect their avatar in such a way that it looks realistic. So it depends on what you're going for. I've seen a lot of the anime people like to go with the light bulb. totally get it. Lots of anime has a cartoony, light bulbish look to it, so no worries there. Plus, some people just like to shine bright like a diamond, shine bright like a diamond, beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Okay, so that we did that, but okay, so let's go back on topic. Let's go back to toon shading. So cubed, we're talking about like toon shaders that have an actual cell shade effect and have the lighting affect them. Cubed Paradox has made this wonderful shader, and I'm going to see if I can throw a link in the description for you guys, that you can add to your avatars, and it gives it a very cartoonesque effect, a very cell shady style effect, and I love it. It's my favorite shader. I use it on pretty much all of my avatars. So basically, just like before, you're going to go ahead and right click. You're going to go ahead and select create. You're going to go to material. We're going to name this Test Cubed is Awesome Shader. Thank you much, bro. Appreciate ya. And there it is. We're going to go ahead and throw it in there, and it's white, just like before. But we're going to go back to our shaders. And basically, importing the cubed shader is going to be just like importing anything. You're going to download it. You're going to double-click on it. It's going to be a prefab. It's going to be just like you imported your toon shaders. It's going to ask you if you want to import everything to the thingy. You just do it, import it. You're good to go. It's going to be fantastic. So we dragged and dropped our shader here. We're going to go over here, and we're going to go to Cubed Paradox. We're going to specifically choose the flat lit toon shader. Now, the thing about, by default, the flat lit toon shader does this. It kind of makes your lines go crazy. I think that might be an issue with the shader. Not 100% sure. What I like to do is I like to go ahead and just decrease the width here. So, like 5. That should be good. Yeah, that looks good. And so you still get the little lines here and stuff like that. You also have shading going on here at the top. And we can increase the shadow. Look at this. We can increase that like, cell shading effect, and let's see what happens if we like throw it on the shoulders, throw it on the helmet. I got a dog barking in the background. I apologize if you can hear that. There's that on this, that on this. Dude, look, that looks so freaking cool. Look at it. It looks like something from like Borderlands. Man, that looks legit. And so there's that. You can increase the tint of the lining effect, so you can make the lines more of a white or gray color, and then if you increase them, it makes them completely black. And that's basically just the situation with the cubed shaders. Now we go on down here to doopity-doodly-doo. My goodness gracious, dogs, shut up! We go over here to Cubed Paradox, and this one is neat. So this is just kind of a cool little effect that you can do. So let's say you want to be a ghost or something like that in VR chat, or something to the effect. You go to the flat lit toon distance fade, and the closer we get, the more you can see me, the more away, closer we get. Or if you just want to go with some kind of like invisible X-ray effect, that looks pretty cool. You can increase the dither amount, or so that way, you know, it doesn't take. It takes a lot longer amount of time for me to disappear if you're coming towards me or going away from me in VR chat. It's really neato. I like it. And we can decrease the dither amount. So basically you have to be like in my chest looking inside of me to pretty much see anything. if you're going for that. And you can of course add a color to this one here. Right now it's white. You can add a texture to it. Boom, just like before. Increase the tiling. Yada yada. It's pretty much the same as a lot of the other ones, except you had this neat little disappearing effect. And there's a couple of other ones he's got here. I haven't actually really fiddle-faddled with these as much. I mainly just utilize the flat lit toon myself. I'm assuming you guys can go ahead and, you know, practice with anything, and if I figure more in the future, I'll update you guys. But for now, this is kind of some of the basics of just throwing colors on your avatar. I hope this was helpful. Next time we'll go ahead and see if we can go more in depth into like putting weapons on the avatar, or throwing on, maybe starting a rave party with your avatar, and let's work on particle effects. But anyways, I hope this video was helpful. Feel free to, you know, share it on whatever form of social media you like, or random people who are like, hey man, how do I add colors to my avatar and do stuff like that? Be like, hey man, there's this guy named Double Goose, he makes a sweetness ass tutorial series, and you need to watch it. Because he's great, and I love him. A lot.